Okay, here's worksheet number 10. Worksheet number 10. Question 35 on this one. Find the total number of different 12 letter arrangements that can be formed using the letters in the word Pennsylvania. And the way we're supposed to do this is you count up the letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to be 12 factorial divided by the number of letters that repeat. N repeats 1, 2, 3 times, so that's 3 factorial. P doesn't repeat, E doesn't repeat, S doesn't, Y doesn't, L doesn't, but A does, 2 factorial. And I think that's it. So it's just going to be 12 factorial divided by 3 factorial and 2 factorial. Now that can be done in the calculator. You can go put 12 in, clear, put 12 in, go to math, over to probability, and factorial is right there. So 12 factorial, you can hit enter, you're going to get this big number. We're going to divide that by 3 factorial, which is 6, and then divide that by 2 factorial, which is 2, and you're going to get 39916 800. 39916 800. Okay? Question number 29. Express the sum 7, 14, 21, 28 in sigma notation. As you can see, what we're doing is we're simply adding 7 each time, all the way up to 105. So this is going to be, they want it in sigma notation, that's this. N equals 1 to, we'll find that out in a second. And it's really just going to be 7n. 1n is 1, it gets 7. 1n goes to 2, you get 14. 1n goes to 3, you get 21. We want to know how high to let n go. So what we're going to do is we're just simply going to take the last number, which is 105, and divide that by 7. That's 15. So n equals 1 to 15. And that's going to be the final answer. And question number 30, last question from worksheet number 10. Howard collected fish eggs in a pond. Sunlight had an effect on how many of the eggs hatched. After he collected the eggs, he divided them into 2 tanks. He put both tanks outside near the pond, and he covered one of the tanks with a box to block out the sunlight. State whether Howard's investigation was an example of a controlled experiment or an observation, and justify your answer. And remember, an observational study, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting back and observing. And this time, he collected eggs from a pond in his house, and he wanted to determine if sunlight had an effect on the eggs, on how many eggs hatched. After he collected the eggs, he divided them into 2 tanks, and he put both tanks outside near a pond. He covered one of the tanks. Because he covered one of the tanks, he changed the problem from an observation to a controlled experiment. He's putting in a treatment. And the treatment he's putting in is he's just covering one of the tanks. So he's determining if that's going to be it. So it's going to be a controlled experiment, and the reason why is because he put in place a treatment for that experiment.